Hey y'all, it's been a minute. Welcome back. And no, my hair's not just poofed out. I have like the front bang out, and then I got my little cap on the back. Just so y'all, I don't want y'all to think I'm just coming on here looking like anything. So October is almost over, and I have yet to post horror movies. I'm one of these type of people, if I don't make a schedule day by day on what to do, it will never get done. And as you can see, that's a result of not keeping up with my schedule, of not planning my schedule. So, Hulu, I got Hulu back because I didn't have it for a while because I wasn't really messing with Hulu too much. So if I feel like if I'm not watching it that much, I'm gonna unsubscribe. I'll check back later. So they have this thing every year around in October called Huluween, where they have some originals. They have like some shorts, a collection of short horrors and things like that. So Mr. Crocket was one of the shorts in previous years, and now they've turned it into a full-length movie, about an hour, 20, 30 minutes long, right? So I know you've seen the trailer, probably seen the movie by now. So Mr. Crocket is this, like, how back in, I don't know if they still have it now, but back in the day, they used to have like the sing-alongs, like Mr. Rogers. Did Mr. Rogers sing? I don't know if Mr. Rogers sang, but you had like Gullah Gullah Island and what's that little lamb chop, that lamb chop lady. So he's like that, right? Only difference is children that he feels are getting abused or mistreated, he comes through the TV, kills the parents, and then takes the kids to his little domain, all right? When I first saw the trailer, I was like, ooh, what is this? Is this some pedo stuff? But come to find out, he just feels like he's a better guardian. So anyway, this takes place in 1994. Now, I understand this is a fictional thing, but even with fiction, you still have to be true to some things, right? Okay, so the whole little library thing, the free library, they have it now in some neighborhoods where, you put a book in, you can take a book out and all that. Okay, in 1994, that wasn't really a thing. It's a thing now to some folks, but I feel like they should have made some other kind of way for people to receive this tape, right? Moving along to tape. In the movie, the mom was like, yeah, I got it on VHS. See, that stood out to me because in 1994, nobody was saying VHS. We said tape. All right, such and such Toy Story out in theaters. All right, well, I'll wait till it comes out on tape. Or, oh man, I have to work tonight. Well, go ahead and tape it for me. I'll watch it later. You see what I'm saying? We did not say VHS. And yes, that's a generalization, but I guarantee you, anybody on here that's young, ask your mom. They didn't say VHS. So anyway, the movie opens up with a gruesome scene, which you know how I am. I feel like we need to get to it, right, with the movies. So we see Mr. Crocket in action when this little boy's stepdaddy was trying to force him to eat his vegetables. He didn't want them. So he came through the VCR player and force-fed food to the daddy. First through his mouth, then he cut his guts open and stuffed a plate in there. I thought that was pretty unique. I was like, okay, I'm cool with the uniqueness, it's gory, but it fit with the theme, right? So the main character, we move on from that to the main character's his mom. Her husband passed away, and she's dealing with her son, who I feel like is just having a hard time dealing with the death of his father. So he's acting horribly. Now, she gets the tape in the little free library thing, right? And he starts watching it. A little too much, kind of obsessed. As soon as she tries to take it away from him, he starts throwing stuff and breaking things. And so Mr. Crocket, that's the name of the dude, the guy, targets him next, right? Now, something I didn't get about that is the other kids that he got in the movie, their parents really were abusive. Like the one little girl, her dad, I guess he had like half custody or something, so she was staying with him for the weekend or whatever. He was in there shooting up dope, had dope in the house, wasn't really interacting with her, just wanted her to watch Mr. Crocket. Like, I'm not saying Mr. Crocket was right, I'm just saying, like, he targeted the little boy named Major, the main character's son, when the mother was not a bad mother. She was just overwhelmed, and she went off and was like, sometimes I wish I wasn't your mother. You know, you just snap sometimes. She didn't put her hands on her or nothing. She was just overwhelmed. It was a lot. It's like you went from having two-parent household, your husband dies, and you're trying to grieve yourself, but you have to be strong for your child too. She can't just lock herself up in a room and cry. She has to go on being mom. So I was just like, why Mr. Crockett targeting him? So he eventually gets the little boy. And so she runs into this young man who's like, well, he stole my son too. And yada, yada, yada. Let's go try to find the kids, whatever. So we're going to backtrack. The beginning of the movie, the little boy's stepfather who was trying to force him to eat food, his mom was there, but she wasn't really doing nothing, which really kind of irked, not kind of, but it did irk me. It's like, I don't know if he's paying all the bills or something, and you're not, but you just gonna let him talk to your kid like that? Well, she ends up, after her son gets kidnapped by Mr. Crocket, she ends up homeless, kind of going crazy. So they run into her, the mom and the young guy. They run into her, and so she's found a way to channel Mr. Crocket and find out who his next victims are going to be. That's how she's able to pop up at children's houses right when Mr. Crocket gets there. So from that point on in the movie, he gets her child, another little girl, and I think somebody else. So basically, you know, we learn Mr. Crockett's story, that he's actually a ghost, which I figured that because he's coming through VCRs. In the 70s, he was a children's TV person, whatever. Well, he ends up kidnapping one of the kids to come and live with him because he felt like that child was abused. And so when the police show up, because he kidnapped somebody's child, he attacks the police and then ends up, of course, getting killed by police that show up later. So he made a pact with the devil to have his own little domain in hell where he takes the children to. But the children's eyes are like, they're like hypnotized. So in their mind, they think they're on this nice little fun Barney type TV show, when really they're in this tore up part of hell where Mr. Crockett's from, right? So, of course, with a horror movie, it can't be a horror movie without some loose ends not being tied up, right? So we don't know if there's going to be a sequel to this, because at the end of this movie, she does get her son back and all that. The other kids, they go to foster because, you know, their parents are dead. Mr. Crocket took them out. And at the end of the movie, her son is still exhibiting behavior of having interactions with Mr. Crocket. All right. Now, I didn't tell y'all everything of the movie. I just kind of wanted to give you a gist of it. And I didn't see Mr. Crocket the short. I'm probably going to go on Hulu and see what I can do with it. Also, listen, this review is super late. I actually tried to post this review like a day after watching Mr. Crocket when it premiered. I think it premiered October 11th, but I don't know what was going on that night. My ring light fell. The phone blinked out. It was just not meant for me to post that day. So here we are with an extra late review, but it's still October and it's not Halloween yet. So here we go, all right? So check that out. I'm about to check out some more stuff. I'm going to be posting like crazy because I've had a long hiatus, and I told myself I wouldn't do that to y'all anymore, all right? Shout out to my 83 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can. If you help me out, press subscribe, all right? I do have content coming, more of it. I'm trying to figure out how to do reaction videos because I would love for y'all to like watch stuff with me as I watch it. I think that'd be really cool. All right. Peace and blessings to you all. All right. Until next time.